So we just stopped for the last time before we crossed the Canadian border. We're about 5 miles south of the border, and we're quite excited but nervous at the same time. Wow, there's nobody in line. We're heading up to the border right now. Since COVID, Canada has asked all visitors to fill out the ArriveCan app. So we had already uploaded copies of our passports and our COVID vaccination cards. And once here at the border, we were asked about firearms, alcohol, and tobacco. We're in Canada. The border crossing didn't take long at all. We are in Kootenay National Park on our first hike. We were going to go to Radium Hot Springs, but the temperature outside is really hot. It's like in the 90s, and we weren't about to go sit exposed in the hot, humid air in a hot springs. Didn't make sense. So we weren't looking for anything spectacular today. We were just looking for a nice walk to stretch our legs and in the shade so we can get out of this crazy heat. We have been walking downhill for quite a few minutes. We're wondering what it's going to be like going back up. We made it to Cobb Lake. Good morning. We are on a glacier hike. We decided to get up early and do a 6-mile round trip hike up to Stanley Glacier. My camera doesn't even have enough lens to capture the scale of this in one shot. It is so massive and beautiful. This is difficult. We've been walking up for about 2 hours and we're almost at the glacier, but we're beyond the officially maintained trail and now it's just scree slope that's really hard balancing and walking. There's the glacier, Stanley Glacier. Doesn't look like we're gonna walk up to it. Wow, wow, wow. The glacier. We are finally off those steep bits. We were way up there. Oh, my legs are like jello right now. but it's awesome.
After hiking what ended up being 7.5 miles, on our way to camp, we passed Marble Canyon and hiked some more. We were so glad we did, because this place is beautiful.
Oh, you guys should feel the cool air. Oh, the breeze is so cold, but it's lovely right now.
Are you feeling the cool come off?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. So guys, I hope that the thunderous roar of this waterfall is coming through. It is amazing. I'm going to try to get closer. Oh. Holy cow, I hope you hear this thunder. Oh my gosh. Woo! Oh, I'm getting sprayed too. There's mist coming up.
The next morning, we explored the town of Banff and then decided to get out our bikes for a ride along the Vermillion lakes. We came across this pretty extravagant gate and realized the fencing is there for the safety of very large animals, like the elk and bear in the area. The ride along the lakes wasn't quite long enough for us, so we extended our journey along the Bow River. It was beautiful, but a much more challenging ride, simply due to all the people. This was the end of our adventure for today, since we planned to get up early for our hike the next morning. In an attempt to avoid the big crowds, we arrived at the Johnston Canyon trailhead at 6:30 in the morning. Our plan was to hike 7 miles and see both the waterfalls and the ink pots. The suspended walkways throughout Johnston Canyon were an amazing feature in itself. crossing the last waterfall, we continued another few miles up the canyon to the Ink Pots. According to an information sign, the Ink Pots are cool springs, and they are different colors of blue and green because they fill at different speeds. The milky green pools fill more slowly and thus have a heavier suspension of fine materials than the clear, deep blue pools. Until this point, my husband and I have been traveling on our own, but now our friends have arrived, and a new phase of our Alaskan adventure begins. We met up for happy hour drinks at the Banff Springs Hotel.
You know they have some nice views out their windows there.
Wow, this is like a castle.
Very Bavarian.
All right, we're here on Two Jack Lake. Oh, going into the water, and it just started thundering. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, come swimming with us. Oh yeah, it's getting cold. Holy hell. Yep, it's cold. Okay, how you doing, Casey?
I'm fine. The top 3 inches is nice and warm. The bottom, not so much.
All right, people, we're going under. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Okay, that wasn't actually so bad. Well, that was quick. We dive in, saw lightning, and now have to get back out.
While driving between Banff and Jasper, the highway had these amazing overpasses, fully grown trees and natural landscape for the wildlife crossing. On the Icefields Parkway, we stopped to stretch our legs for a hike up Beauty Creek to Stanley Falls.
Almost looks refreshing down there.
Wow.
After taking in the solitude and beautiful scenery of Stanley Falls, we dove right into the masses of people at Athabasca Falls.
Here we are in Jasper National Park at Athabasca Falls. so wet right now. The mist is crazy.
15 rainbows in there.
Oh my gosh, it's so wet. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, I'm getting soaked. I'm getting so wet.
After spending the night camping in Jasper, we again got up early to beat the crowds and hike around Mount Edith Cavell and the Angel Glacier.
We are in Jasper National Park, hiking up and around the base of Mount Edith Cavell. There are so many mosquitoes, but here we are at the first of two overlooks up top, and we're overlooking the glacier pond that we saw below. It's another tough climb. We're almost at 3 miles. We've been going uphill.
I know it's very hard to see, but there are people along the shore of the Glacier Lake. Those icebergs are the size of cars. After the 5.5-mile hike in the morning, our friend Michael and I went on a 10-mile bike ride around the trails of Jasper as our final outing before leaving the area in the morning. If you are looking for more of a small town feel, head to Jasper instead of Banff. It is a much smaller town and less hectic. And even though it is bordered by a large amount of train tracks, there is a general feeling of calmness as you walk around the area. Check out my next video as we continue our way north to Alaska.